Namaste. So, my paper is Pyramidal Vedantic Literature, how over a period of time from the Mula Grantha, our ācāryas, they have written commentary on the Mula Grantha, unfolded, then on that again there has been commentary, on that again there has been commentary to cater to the understanding of lay people like us, and how in the course of 1000 years a pyramidal structure has is there based on the unfoldment of the Mula Grantha. So, with reference to our own, because we are familiar, anybody is familiar with their subject matter. So, since our subject matter is the Upanishads, the Prasthanatraya, so that pyramidal structure I will try to unfold. So, what is the Prasthanatraya of our Vedanta Shastra? The Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita and the Brahmasūtra. They are the Prasthanatraya of Vedanta. So, Prasthana means foundation. The three Prasthanas, one is Shruti Prasthana. So, the Upanishads being the Mula Grantha, they are known as the Shruti Prasthana. Then Bhagavad Gita being nomenclatured as Smriti Grantha, that is the Smriti Prasthana. What Brahmasūtra does is all the apparently conflicting statements in the Shruti, that is reconciled in Brahmasūtra. So, that is known as Nyaya Prasthana. These are the three Prasthanas we study when we enter into Advaita Vedanta. Okay. And on all these three Prasthanas, Śaṅkara has written elaborate bhāṣyam. So, that becomes our syllabus for Advaita Vedanta. So, I will go to the Mula Grantha, that is Sutra literature. Sutra literature is one of the significant portion of the Sanskrit literature, and being considered as the Mula Grantha. So, during the Sutra period, what happened? We have the Sankhya Sutra of Kapila, we have the Yoga Sutra of Patanjali, we have the Nyaya Sutra of Gautama, we have Vaisheshika Sutra, we have Mimamsa Sutra of Jaimini, then comes the Brahmasutra of Badarayana. And just because it is connected, let me say that in Kalpa Sutra we have Shrauta, we have Smarta, Griha Sutra, Dharma Sutra and all that. Okay. And I have taken the trouble of telling the author of that particular sutra and how many sutras it has. Sankhya attributed to Kapila has got 527. Okay, since it is a very informed audience, okay. So, Sankhya Sutra is descriptive, Yoga Sutra is also descriptive, Nyaya Sutra of Gautama is also descriptive, Vaisheshika Sutra of Kannada is also descriptive. When you come to Mimamsa Sutra of Jaimini, it is analytical. Same with Uttara Mimamsa, Brahma Sutra, Badarayana is also analytical. Baki most of the other sutras are descriptive. Even Panini Ashtadhyayi also will come under description. So, the nature of Purva Mimamsa Sutra and our Brahma Sutra, they being analytical and trying to reconcile the apparently conflicting statements of the Shruti. So, they are the nature is distinctly different from these descriptive sutras, you know. Pujya Swamiji told all that, no. So, okay, Vatsayana belong to it. What is the descriptive sutra literature? In descriptive sutra literature, we have Sankhya Sutra, we have Yoga Sutra, we have Visheshaka Sutra, Panini is also Vyakarana. In analytical, we have Purva and Brahmasūtra, these two. Okay, I am only repeating myself. So, what happens? during that particular period, Brahma Sutra, so as Puja Swamiji says, already everything, all the work has been done. Our duty is only to study it. So how they have defined what is a sutra? The definition of sutra is alpaksharam, asandigdham, saravat, vishatomukham, astobham, anavadyam cha, sutra, sutra vido viduhu. This is the definition. I think it is in Vishnu Dharmatra Purana or Skanda Purana. Skanda Purana has got 75,000.
81.
Yeah, whatever, so what our Ācārya says, if you cannot quote, you say it is in Skanda Purana, let them find out. So each one of these, I will try to explain. Alpaksharam, because the whole definition is what? Athato Brahma Jigyasa, or what is the first one of Ashtadhyayi? Vriddhiradich. So what is Vriddhiradich? Unless we have undergone the discipline of its unfoldment in the Gurukula, for a lay person, Vriddhiradich means nothing. Athato Brahma Jigyasa also means nothing. Athato Dharma Jigyasa also means nothing. So it has to be, Sutra means it has to be like a formula, a square plus b square, a plus b whole square, like that. So it has to be very crisp, brief, in as few words as possible. The next criteria is it has to be asandigdham. Okay, it is alpaksharam, but it should not be ambiguous at the cost of being alpaksharam. Brevity is there, but it cannot be ambiguous at the cost of brevity. So these two are the basic requirement. So alpaksharam, asandigdham. Okay. So, it is alpaksharam and it is asandigdham, but it has to convey something, no? Supposing it says like last unfoldment I said, the crows in the heaven are white, okay? Mujhe kya? So it has to be saravat. It must serve a purpose, okay? It cannot be a meaningless sutra, it cannot be a meaningless formula which is not beneficial or useful for me. This is, it must have a topic, and that topic must be a topic for discussion, and it should not be something that is very obvious. If it is very obvious, then it does not enjoy the definition of a sutra. Since we are taking the Moola Grantha, it should not be available for any other means of pramana. So only that pramana, Shruti pramana should be the means of knowledge. Vishwatomukham is that sutra should take the whole picture in view. So there, what example will come is athato brahma jigyasa janmadhyasya yatah shastra yonitvat shastra no Vishwatomukham is the third one, shastra yonitvat. So both the samasa will come, shastra yasya yoni bahuri as well as shastrasya yoni. So what is that Brahman? Shastrasya yoni plus Shastra yoni yasya, like that. Yeah, Sashti Tatpurusa as well as Bahuviri. So that is how the Vishwatomukham definition, that factor of sutra, definition of sutra comes, Vishwatomukham. Okay. So the law of harmony has to be there. Law of harmony, Vishwatomukham is there. You take into account what has gone before and what comes after and try to reconcile. Then what is the fifth factor of definition of sutra? Astobham. Astobham is one example, traditional example of Astobham is Ramabhisheke Madavifalaya Hastachito Hema Ghato Yuvatyaha Sopana Margeshu Karoti Shabdam Tan Tan Tatatan Tan Tatatan Tatan Tam. That is Tobham. It contributes nothing to the meaning of the. So you in the sutra literature, like you say matra labhe putra lava. So in the sutra letters, not only one word, even one syllable extra you will not find. Then what it becomes, the whole thing gets diluted. When you see a movie of a great director, whether it is Satyajit Ray or anybody else, you will see, when you become a connoisseur of good film, you will see that nothing in that frame or in the film could have been dispensed with. That is what is, I am giving a comparison of, in the sutra it is like that, the inclusion of anything else was not necessary, and whatever is there should not be dispensed with. That is what it is, astobham. So the stobham aspect of tan 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 is not there in any sutra. That is one. So astobham, then what? Anavadyam. Anavadyam is, there should not be any blemish grammatically or logically. Also Purapar Virodha should not be there, and there should not be any defect with any other disciplines of knowledge. Supposing we take history, or we take geography, or we take physics, or we take chemistry. What the physics says, he is an engineer, So what physics says, chemistry cannot say, no, it is not like that, and whatever chemistry says, physics cannot say. Then both of them will be invalid. So that is how Anavadyam comes. Then what happens, we treat the sutras as the Moola Grantha. Then it becomes very difficult, very cryptic. The sutra, you take Brahmasūtra, very cryptic for a common, even not an Advaita Vedantin scholar, for a scholar of any other discipline also it becomes very difficult to understand. So our ācāryas, being compassionate, they could understand the restlessness and the difficulties of scholars. So what they wrote, they wrote commentary, the initial commentary on the Moola Grantha. So in the pyramid we have Śaṅkara bhāṣya on both Shruti Prasthana, Smriti Prasthana and Nyaya Prasthana. Then it is not that because Bhāṣyam is there and Śaṅkara bhāṣyam is there and it is on the Moola Grantha, it is easy to understand. No, Śaṅkara bhāṣyam also is Lohe Kachana. It takes the study of first the grammar, then Mimamsa, then other things. To the extent somebody is equipped with other disciplines of knowledge, to that extent is the clarity of the sutra. So Bhāṣyam. So what happened? The tradition didn't stop with Bhāṣyam. Again our own ācāryas, they found it difficult. Even Śaṅkara bhāṣya is not comprehensible for a common scholar. We are not talking about common people at all. And I will give the definition of Bhāṣyam. This is a technical paper. So Sutrartho Varnyate Yatra Vakyaihi Sutranusaaribhi Swapadani cha Varnyante Bhāṣyam Bhāṣya Vido Viduhu. So what is the responsibility of the Bhāṣyakara? He or she, he will explain what the sutra, sutra says, with logic, defending the sutra and all that. In case he brings in his own logic, that also he has to explain everywhere. This is how Bhāṣyam is different from Vritti. So he has the responsibility of defending the Moola Grantha, and if he brings in his own logic to explain anything, that also he has to explain. That is the responsibility. Only then a body of work can be defined as Bhāṣyam. I am just touching and going, not because of time, just this much is enough. So what happens? In every tradition there is a Bhāṣyakara. Supposing you take Kalidasa, Mallinatha is the Bhāṣyakara. If you take Niruktam, Durgacharya is the Bhāṣyakara. If you take Jaimini, then Saraswati, no? Saraswati becomes the Bhāṣyakara. And of course, we know that Patanjali is the Bhāṣyakara of Yoga Sutra.
Vyasa Bhāṣya. Patanjali is of Panini.
Yeah. So, I am just deviating a little from the thing to connect the things. Patanjali, I am not forgetting anything. So, because of the style, Patanjali is known as the Mahabhāṣyakara. Okay, he developed a style. That style was followed by Saraswati after so many hundreds of years. Again, after 700 years, the style of Saraswati was followed by Śaṅkara. That is how it is. So, the tradition has given the level of, I mean, what can I say, the title of Mahabhāṣyakara to Patanjali, and Saraswati comes in Puramimamsa Sutra, and we have our Śaṅkara. The respect that we give Śaṅkara in our tradition, please understand that the same respect is given to Mallinatha, those who are pursuing Sahitya, right? And Durgacharya for Niruktam. The same respect. Then as I said that even Śaṅkara's Bhāṣya is Lohikachana, so there was further commentary on Śaṅkara's Bhāṣya, on the whole Prasthantraya. So, on Brahmasūtra, you can see that that pyramid on Brahmasūtra, Śaṅkara Bhāṣya, Tīkā has been written by Padmapada, titled Panchapadika. That is because we say that he wrote on the whole thing, but his uncle was a Mimamsaka, so he burnt everything, and only the remnants, that first five sutras unfoldment of it is there. So, Panchapadika, that becomes a school, and then by Vachaspati Mistra Bhamati, okay, then Anandagiri Nyaya Nirnaya, and Govindananda, which we study in our Ārsha Vidyā Parampara, Ramananda, Ratnaprabha. These are the commentaries and ṭīkās on Śaṅkara Bhāṣya. So, as I was referring, these commentaries ṭīkā on Vachaspati Mishra's ṭīkā titled Bhamati, Amalananda has commented line by line in his Vedanta Kalpataru, which again in turn has been commented upon by Abhayadikshita in his Parimala. This is how it is. Then supposing people think that okay, the tradition has stopped at ṭīkā. Tradition has not stopped at ṭīkā. They have taken it further, made it. We should be grateful for the tradition because they have made it easier for us. We are being able to study the Shastra and understand it, digest it, and present it to the thing. Tippani is, in modern parlance, you can say it footnotes, and in the current times means say past 100 years, Tippani you can say, okay, Swami Vishnu Devananda of our Kailashashram, he has given the Tippani on all the Prasthantra, their own set of books on that Śaṅkara Bhāṣyam, and then ṭīkā and Tippani. He passed away during our time, so that is there. This is one pyramidal structure. Then what happens? There is vritti that does not come under this pyramidal structure. Vritti is a simple unfoldment of the sutra with no logic, no explanation, no logic, and vritti is a short and simple gloss explaining the sutra in a more elaborate way, but not as extensively as a bhāṣyam, also without bringing the Purapaksha and Siddhanta. One example, Vrittikara is Bodhayana. Okay, what he had done. So his vrittis were in Kashmir, then Ramanuja went and they did not allow him to take the book. Then he had gone with his Shishya, then he told his Shishya to memorize the whole thing. Then he memorized, then he documented. Then what we accuse Ramanujacharya of, if he had wanted, he could have documented it, Bodhanivritti. But if he had documented Bodhanivritti, then his Sri Bhāṣyam would not have been read by anyone else. So we always like, he started, keep laughing, keep laughing. So the way he has criticized the Saptabhita Anupapatis, we also say you did all these things, so you are of that papa. Because he was married, he had a family, he started scandalizing Śaṅkara. Then we also say, okay, this. It's not that Śaṅkara fought with Ramanuja fought with Śaṅkara, but how can I let go of another Vishishtadvaita without fighting with him? They also, and that is going on. Satabhushani, then thing, it is going on until now. Doesn't matter, when the lunch break comes, both of us, both the schools have lunch together, take Dakshina, go home. Really? No, really, you're right, no? So we are very, Vishishtadvaita, this life, Jivan Mukti is not that. Vishishtadvaita, they don't accept Jivan Mukti. They don't. Okay.
Vedanta Deshika at one point suggests.
He is very strong.
Jivam Mukka Sarga Ajua Tava Bhakta, like that. He says your Bhaktas are similar to Jivan Muktas. Means he is respected.
He was a great scholar. Almost at par with Ramanujacharya, great. But I feel that based on your Purva Punya, one comes to this or comes to that, I feel you will dilute everything. Okay, Vritti, okay, then we have, this is this is one pyramid. Vritti, simple Vritti, on Vritti there is nothing, okay. If you, as Pujya Swamiji says, so you have the Moola Grantha, you have the Bhāṣyam, you have the Tīkā, then you have Tippani. Sometimes I become conscious of what I am telling. Pujya Swamiji said, if you cannot understand even after going through Tippani, throw your books in Ganga. A compassionate Swami like Pujya Swamiji, throw, and this is not for you. So there is Vritti, then there is Vartika. Vartika is what? It is regarded as the duty of the Bhāṣyakara to fully explain the intention of the Sutrakara. Vartika we have in Ashtadhyayi, no? So, okay, when I give the definition, then you will know what is the duty of the Vartika. What is it? Ukta, Nukta, Duruktanam. What is Uktam? What is Anuktam? And what is Duruktam? What is has not been said? What is wrongly said? Chinta yatra pravartate. Okay, he is more worried, because Katyayani is as great a scholar as Panini. Anybody who finds defect in the Moola Grantha naturally has to be as good or as better, as good or better than the original. Otherwise, how? So, tam grantham vartikam prahuhu vartikagya manishinaha. So, a review of what is said. So, it will come to his mind, okay, this is said. Hey, this is not said. So, he will say. So, we will have Ashtadhyayi Sutras, all the Sutras, then some Vartika we will have, which is given equal respect with the Sutra. I am telling Ashtadhyayi because we have studied Ashtadhyayi along with Katyayane's Vararuchi or Katyayana. We say, some say they are different people, we say they are same person. That is done. In case of this pyramidal structure where Vartika, so Sureshwaracharya has written Vartika not on Bhāṣyam, it is a parallel unfoldment of the Moola Grantha, and what Śaṅkara has done, suppose Śaṅkara told Sureshwara, okay, you write on Brihadaranyaka, you write, because already he is a scholar, only his philosophy was different. You write on Brihadaranyaka, you write Taittiriya. Then Śaṅkara has given him the freedom, okay, you write. Then Śaṅkara doesn't judge, okay, this thing he is right and this he is not right. No, you have unfolded it, you have unfolded it. then the Bhāṣyakara doesn't interfere. This is how it is. So, yeah, it's time, good for me. So, are you getting me? The original, the most complex pyramid is, you have the Moola Grantha, then you have a mental blackboard and try to see what I am saying. So, you have the Moola Grantha, then you have Bhāṣyam, then you have Tīkā, then you have Tippani. That is one model, okay? That is one pyramid. The other pyramid, another pyramid is, you have Moola Grantha, you have Bhāṣyam, parallel you have Vartika. That is one model, one pyramid, that is. And the other is, you have Moola Grantha, you have Vritti. What is it? You have Brahmasutra, you have Bodhayana Vritti. Then you have Moola Grantha, you have Karika. What is it? Mandukya Upanishad, and you have Karika of Gaudapada. This is how. Roughly, if you understand, then you can put slot the things where it is there, and what is its position in the tradition of this particular discipline. I am not saying Advaita Vedanta only. So, based on this, 3 different schools, I would say different, you know, like you have gharanas in the music and dance. So, it is just different. Gharana becomes, if you are a master and you have a Shishya becomes master and get a Shishya, within 3 generations a Gharana is created, but labeled Gharana. So, during my lifetime, Odisha has reached Gharana, 3 Gharanas. In North Indian, Hindustani parampara, we have lot of Gharanas because it has been there since hundreds of years. But in case of Odisha, because we are saying it is only 50 years old, so during my lifetime they have come with 3 Gharanas. So, based on these pyramids, there are 3 schools. What is it? Bhamati Prasthana, Bhamati school, that is Brahmasutra, then Śaṅkara's Brahmasūtra-bhāṣyam, then Bhamati Vachaspati Mishra, on which Amalaనంda's Kalpataru, on which there is Parimala of Apaydikshita. Okay, that is the thing, the last pyramid. The second pyramid is Vivarana Prasthana. There is subtle difference between Bhamati school and Vivarana school about whether meditation is required or not required. Then there is Adhikari Bheda and all those things. Okay, so in Vivarana you have Brahmasutra, then Brahmasūtra-bhāṣyam. Try to hold it in your mind. You have Brahmasutra, Brahmasūtra-bhāṣyam, then Panchapadika. Padmapada, no? Padmapada. And on Panchapadika, Vivarana, Prakashatma Yati has written Vivarana, on which Vidyaranya has written Vidyaranya Prameya Sangraha. That is the second. Then these are the 2. What I have put in is Anandagiri school is there because Anandagiri has written. Like Mallinatha for Kalidasa, we have Anandagiri for Śaṅkara. So, Anandagiri school, yes. Brahmasutra, Śaṅkara's Bhāṣya, then Nyaya Nirnaya of Anandagiri, on which Govindananda has written Ratnaprabha, which Puja Swamiji follows and we follow. We follow only Ratnaprabha, on which there is Purnanandiyam. We have not gone up to Purnanandiyam, but that is, it is Purnananda who is Govindananda's disciple, but the first 4 sutras, Chatusutri only. Then we have, okay, he has become famous during his lifetime, Ratnaprabha school. I have to do one, this has become a school, huh? Ratnaprabha school. So, again Brahmasūtra-bhāṣyam, then Ratnaprabha, okay, then Purnanandiyam. It is only 500-year-old, no? Govindananda, Ramananda, 16th century means 500-year-old, right? No? So, compared to the historicity, it is very fresh, 100 years. 150
15th, 16th century. So
his great granddaughter is on Twitter. Abhay Dikshita's. She's a doctor.
Not great granddaughter. Much.
Much.
Yes.
But she said, I am great granddaughter of. She's a doctor, MBBS doctor.
Very from the lineage of Abhay Dikshita, but not great granddaughter, because at least 10 generations would have elapsed.
But I feel very happy to see somebody from the parampara.
There are many. There are many from the lineage of
Where
Abhay
in Odisha, not Karnataka?
No, Tamil Nadu, there are many people.
Yeah, we are not. We have just glimpses of something what you have in Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Nahi, ता भीतर दुनिया infighting. So that is how it is done, the 4 pyramids, okay. If I had the slides, I would have done it, but all of you are scholastic enough to hold it in your mind. That. Thanks.